After months of teasing the OnePlus TV, it's finally here. So let's dive in and take a look at what OnePlus has to offer. Hey guys, Ash here from C4U Tech, and if you do end up liking what you see here, please consider turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. When it comes to TVs, what's the most important part? Well, for me, that would be the display. So let's start right there. Here OnePlus have gone for a 4K QLED panel. It looks impressive. We watched some 4K HDR content on it and the colors were bright and vibrant. Everything looked crisp. Just to give you some perspective, I'd say it's better than the Xiaomi panels that we've been seeing in the past, and I'd even go as far as to call it one of the best 4K panels we've come across. Not as good as OLED, since with QLED technology you still have an LED backlight shining through. Why am I talking about OLED here? Well, there's good reason for it and I'll get to that by the end of this video. But for now, let's just say I just brought myself a couple of OLED TVs and I love the OLED black levels. Now coming back to the OnePlus TV, this panel is great. It's got HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Now HDR10 is free, so that's what you see most brands supporting. Dolby Vision on the other hand requires a licensing fee to be paid. Nice to see OnePlus pay that and have support for that too. Both are HDR standards with their own sets of pros and cons, which are way past the scope of this video. But the fact that OnePlus is supporting Dolby Vision here shows that they're keeping things premium. There's an ultra smooth motion option here. While it might not be something a lot of people like for movies, for games and sports, it might enhance the experience. OnePlus even provides a lot of other settings to tweak here, so we can customize and dial in the viewing experience that best suits our personal preference. Now moving from video to audio, for sound there is a 50-watt option in here. 8 speakers is what OnePlus is offering. 4 to the back, 4 on the sliding soundbar. Yes, there is a sliding soundbar, and that's the only difference between the 55-inch Q1 Pro and the regular 55-inch Q1. The Q1 gets just 4 speakers, the 4 you see to the back, while the Pro gets those 4 extra sliding ones. Rest of the specs are identical. Okay, so how do they actually sound? Well, for inbuilt TV speakers, they are pretty loud. We played some tracks and even at 80% volume, they managed to fill an entire room. The speakers provide thumping bass, and unless you crank the volume all the way up, there is no distortion with the vocals. Everything sounds distinct, rich and clear. OnePlus even lets us use the TV as a Bluetooth speaker, so we can connect our phone and play music through these speakers. And on the Q1 Pro, we have the soft white light shining through the grill of the sliding soundbar, and it looks really cool, right? For their first attempt at making a TV, I'll say OnePlus have exceeded all expectations. The sound and display, they're both really good, and once you add in support for Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, it makes for an immersive movie watching experience. One letdown though, I'd call it a slight letdown. Netflix isn't supported yet. OnePlus promised it will be added in November with an OTA. As of now though, we have Amazon Prime support and other popular streaming options like Hotstar and JioCinema. They work pretty well. This is Android TV. It's based on Android 9 Pie. OnePlus though have added their own software touch with Oxygen Play. It's a carousel type interface I wasn't being funny, I'm sorry, slip of the tongue. Oxygen Play, it's a carousel type interface which integrates content from a few streaming platforms like Hungama, Erosna, Z5, and then arranges them into different categories like movies, shows, music and kids. Click on a movie or TV series and it starts playing immediately without having to jump into any specific app. Now that reminds me of something. What is that, I wonder? Okay, jokes apart, Oxygen Play does not have offline TV integration, so it's not like Xiaomi's patch wall, so you won't be getting your set-top box content popping up here. Speaking of popping up, the same Oxygen Play type interface also pops up in the OnePlus Connect app. Yep, there is an app here, and while I'm demoing it on the OnePlus 7 Pro, it should work on most Android phones. This is a pretty cool app and it can do a ton of things, from being able to use the phone as a remote to taking a screenshot to even streaming local media from the phone to the TV. We can do all that with this app. There's also Chromecast built into the TV, by the way. Now one of the features I really liked here was smart volume control. This automatically turns down the volume of the TV when you get a call and then turns it back up once you're done with the call. I found it quite useful, and I think this is one feature that other smart TV manufacturers should be incorporating. The app's not the only way to control the TV, of course. There's also a regular remote included. Not really, because this remote is far from regular. OnePlus have gone with a unique design here. This remote's all metal, it's quite slim, and has a Type-C port. That means exactly what you think it means. It's got a built-in battery, so you don't have to hunt for AAA batteries. The volume keys here, they are side-mounted, just like they are on a smartphone, and this is something we at C4E Tech have mixed feelings about. Some of us really like it, others like me didn't. This boils down to personal preference, so there's no right or wrong. The rest of the layout is very clean and minimalistic. We get a D-pad with a middle select button, back and home, the regular Android TV navigation keys, a menu button and specific buttons for OnePlus Play, Amazon Prime Video and Google Assistant. As for switching the TV on and off, well, long pressing the OnePlus button brings up the power menu, and the same button turns the TV on as well. Okay, now as awesome as this remote is, we can't really use this remote to play games, right? But the OnePlus TV connects to pretty much any Bluetooth controller. We had a ton of fun playing Riptide GP, an old but good looking game, with this Xiaomi Bluetooth controller we had lying around. As far as performance goes, the TV handled it well. It has a decent quad-core chip with 2 gigs of RAM and 8 gigs of onboard storage, which for a TV is pretty good. That said, don't go around expecting this to run PUBG or Fortnite. What we can expect it to run is nice retro games with emulators, and that should be good for this large screen. Now, since this is Android TV, we get a wide variety of apps and games to download from the Play Store. The inbuilt file manager also makes sideloading stuff easy. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the looks for a minute. The OnePlus 55-inch Q1 Pro, it looks quite sleek. The front bezels are pretty minimal. We have a stylish metallic stand with a white base that's quite sturdy. The back of the TV has a carbon fiber-like matte finish, and as you may have noticed, we have 4 mounting holes. These are for the wall mount that happen to be included with the TV. The soundbar is covered with a mesh fiber, and OnePlus says it doesn't impede the sound output. As for the I/O, we find ports neatly tucked away beneath this panel here. Starting from the top, we have AV out, an optical port, Ethernet, 4 HDMI 2.0 ports, one of which is ARC compatible, 2 USB ports, one USB 3, one USB 2. We can also connect a RF antenna, and below that we have one for the power cord. On top of the TV, hidden behind this cover, we have USB Type-C. OnePlus hasn't enabled this one yet, but it seems to be for accessories like cameras and whatnot. So this is a pretty good TV, but is it worth a lakh? Well, that's what OnePlus has priced the Q1 Pro at, 99,900 to be precise. For 69,900, you do get the exact same TV, but not exact same TV because you don't get the sliding soundbar. That's the Q1. So are these TVs worth the asking price? Well, for the price that OnePlus is asking for these TVs, they do offer one of the best panels around, along with a great audio experience, at least here on the Pro model. But for those wanting a bigger size, for those who really feel like size is everything, for those who think size does matter, the 65-inch Mi TV 4X Pro at 55,000 rupees, it offers a larger screen that's not quite as nice to look at. The build isn't right up there either, but it does have patch wall and Netflix support out of the box. And if you do go a little higher, you get options like LG's OLED 55-inch. So OnePlus seemingly fills a nice little niche here. So if you want to buy something a little more refined than the regular Xiaomi's, but don't want to go all the way up to a LG OLED, the OnePlus QLED is an option. Anyway, that's just my opinion. You guys tell me what you think about the pricing here, what you think about the OnePlus TV. And I guess that's pretty much it for this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.